Welcome to Temple Emmanuel's yoga for your body, mind, and soul. And also, I just want to make sure my video is working. Okay, here we go. Namaste, everyone. My name is Ariella Halevi, and I'd like to welcome you to Temple Emmanuel's yoga for your body and your mind and your soul. If you are on, if anyone's on, please just let me know that it's working. I think it's working. I would like to invite you to move with your body and to open up to your emotions and your soul. And really, an embodied practice is the invitation to invite Judaism into our daily lives, into our body, our hearts, and our souls. So I've been doing yoga with Temple Emmanuel this is probably my fourth time or fifth time. And we are talking about and embodying counting the Omer. Counting the Omer is the 49 days of deep introspection between Passover and Shavuot. And this idea is I am getting some feedback. So just wait one sec, technical difficulties. So hopefully, okay. I'm going to assume it's working. So this period of time is a time when we say that we have attained freedom during our Passover and the study of Passover and the experience of Passover. And we take that period of time between Passover and the 49 days between Passover and Shavuot, and we really solidify our freedom and what it means to be spiritually and emotionally and physically free. So today we're going to explore the attribute or the midah of Tiferet. We've been exploring the tree of life inside of the body, the Sefirot. And the last 2 weeks we've explored Gevura, Chesed and Gevura, loving kindness and also strength. And Tiferet is the middle ground. It's where love and boundaries meet in the middle. It's the balance between the two energies. And so we're going to explore that now in our meditation and in our yoga practice. And I invite you to find a mat or a chair. You can always use your wall to help you and to really listen to your body this morning to see where your body wants to move. And if I go too slow for you, you can always go faster and vice versa. So coming into a comfortable seated position and closing the eyes. And I think we'll start with a chant. Typically in a regular yoga class, we start with Om. And I think today, because we're in a Jewish yoga class, we'll start with Shalom. So take a deep breath in. And then repeat after me when you're ready. Shalom. Another deep breath in. Shalom. And then one last deep inhale, filling your body, your breath with shalom, with peace. Inhaling. Shalom. And just allow that peace, that shalom to spread throughout your body. Becoming aware of your heart center as we take our kavanah, our intention, our focus to this idea of balance, of Tiferet. And so as we breathe in deeply, I invite you to explore your week, your life during this moment, exploring the ways in which we need more balance, exploring the ways in which we need to find a healthy balance between love and boundaries, between the physical aspect of being human on this earth and how we can balance it with a heavy dose of spirituality, Jewish living and Jewish spirituality, ruach, spirit. How can we find the balance between the physicality and the physical aspects of life and infuse it with a heavy dose of God, of the divine, of soul, neshama, of our higher selves, of Jewish living, Jewish meaning. So as we explore that, I also invite you, as we start our yoga practice, to uncover the emotions that are stored inside of our bodies that need a little more balancing. Possibly some of us need to express ourselves more, and others need to hold back and find that line between Gevura and Chesed. And so we open our bodies, our minds, our hearts, and our souls to finding a balance in everyday life in every way. And we'll begin our practice with cat-cow to begin stretching out our bodies. So taking yourselves to all fours, you can also do this in a chair with your hands on your knees, spreading your fingers wide and inhaling, rounding the spine, letting the head drop. And then exhaling, opening the heart center, lifting the tail, feeling your body open the heart even more. Inhale, rounding the spine. Exhale, opening the heart. Another deep breath in. Notice the balance between yoga and everyday life. Finding maybe just a few poses to do every day. Just strike a better balance inside of our bodies of openness. And last time, let's come to center when you're ready. Just come to a neutral spine. We're going to take our hips wide, our toes touching, and we'll make some big hip circles to the right and all the way back to your feet and all the way around. Just opening our hips, opening our spine, opening our hearts, taking a deep breath in and a long breath out, going at your perfect pace for your body. And then let's switch sides when we're ready. Inhaling and exhaling. Begin to come into this awareness of the body, of how it's moving today versus yesterday. Take a deep breath in and exhale, coming back to center. So knees come back to about hips width distance apart. We'll curl our toes under and come up to a downward facing dog pose. So lifting the hips up, you can do this on the back of a chair, spreading your 10 fingers wide and beginning to let your head drop. So maybe we pace our heels left and right and begin to find the balance between the left and right side of the body. Noticing that often there's a difference between the right and left side. Take a deep breath into your body today and a long exhale out. Another deep breath in, lifting both heels up to the sky. And then exhale, planting them down towards your mat. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lowering. One more time. Inhale, lifting. And exhale, lowering. Slowly bend your knees, looking forward and walking or floating to the front of our mats. You can take your feet together or your feet hips width distance apart. We'll inhale here, a flat back. So pausing here, noticing the hamstrings, engaging the core muscles. Take a deep breath right into your heart center, into Tiferet itself. Inhale here. And then exhale, forward fold, bend the knees if you need. Take a deep breath. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Hands come out to the side, reaching up. And then exhale, taking the hands together, right back down. Take a nice long breath. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. So we'll go right into our dog. Take a nice long inhale. We'll do a lot of balancing poses today to enhance the counting of the Omer inside of our bodies. Take a nice deep breath in. Maybe you lift your right leg to the sky. So a lot of us are going to be right here on our knees, just lifting our right leg. Otherwise, if you'd like, you can lift your right leg. Decide if you want to bend your knee. It's pretty early in our practice. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, looking forward. Right foot forward, high crescent lunge. So the back heel stays up. You can always be on your knee. Woo, there goes the balancing. And then feel your balance in your crescent lunge. So our first balancing pose. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. For a deeper sensation, you can always clasp your hands behind your back and open your shoulders and your heart center to shine balance, to shine your balance. Where in your life needs more balancing? Take a nice long inhale. Exhale, take your hands down on either side of the foot. You can go through a vinyasa, so high plank here. You can always be on your knees, or you can go straight to your downward facing dog. Otherwise, here we are in high plank, feeling your body settle in one long line, shifting forward slightly. We're going to come halfway down. So I'll model it on my knees. My elbows shave my ribs as I come halfway down. Inhale, coming through, pulling through to upward facing dog. Some of us will be right on our bellies. If you're in a high upward facing dog, you can choose to take your thighs off the floor. You decide. Inhale here. Exhale, lift your core up. Downward facing dog pose. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Another deep inhale and a long exhale. When you're ready, lifting the left leg to the sky on all fours if you need. Feel the hip open, maybe bend your knee. Feel that nice open stretch. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, looking forward. Left foot forward, high crescent lunge. Again, you can be on the floor with your knee on the floor. If you're in a chair, you want to lift your hands up to the sky and take a deep breath in and a long breath out. So holding your pose, my screen is glitching a little, so keep holding your pose. You can take your hands behind you. Great. So Brenda and Sharon, if there's any problem on the screen, just let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to keep teaching. Maybe it's just on my screen. So take a deep breath here. Taking your hands behind you, opening your heart center. Nice long inhales. And a long breath out. Another deep breath in. Exhale, looking down to your mat, placing the hands on the mat, coming again into that high plank, or maybe all fours. So you decide, or you can go to your dog. Inhale, I'm going to come to my knees, shifting forward. So I like to practice on my knees if I feel wobbly at all. Exhale, halfway down, my elbows shave my ribs. So my elbows are really close into my ribs. Inhale, upward facing dog. Take a deep breath, shining your heart forward. Exhale, use the core, downward facing dog. And breathe. Inhale and exhale. Another deep breath in. Inhale and a long exhale. Slowly looking forward. Let's take that right foot forward again. Back foot squares this time, warrior one. So I'm going to take my hips over towards Wow, I'm having technical difficulties today. I am really sorry. I'm going to take my hips towards the front of the room and raising your hands up to the sky and feeling the hips coming forward slightly, lifting the hands up. My back foot is squared 45 degrees. Inhale here, feeling the strength of the pose as you settle into compassion for yourself. So Tiferet is partly compassion. It is finding the gentleness within your strength. Take a deep breath and see, even though you're in a warrior pose, if you can soften in your pose. Take a nice long breath. Then we're going to turn our heel up. So you're in a high crescent lunge. Take a nice long breath here. Exhale, airplane arms to the back of the room. Feeling your balance as you inhale, lifting it up. Exhale to the back of the room, using your core muscles here. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, lifting all the way up. We're going to come into airplane pose for a balance. So you're going to take your hands behind you and start rocking and rolling on your back foot. You can stay right here, or you can begin to take your toes forward and lift them up if it's in your practice. You can stay right here. So the point of this pose is to keep your core engaged and your hip closed and your back foot flexed. As you fly your arms to the back of the room, take a nice long inhale and a long breath out. Another deep inhale. Exhale as I fall. Exhale, taking your hands to your heart center. Coming all the way up, taking a break on that left foot if you need, or lifting your left leg, bending it and flexing the toes. Inhale, possibly taking your hands up to the sky. Breathe it in and a long breath out. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, just as we came up, we're going to come down. Hands to the heart, coming into your airplane. There's a lot of balancing. Use a wall if you need, into your airplane. Exhale, bend the front knee, high crescent lunge, lifting your hands to the sky. And then slowly taking the hands down, taking yourself in a high plank or all fours, shifting forward to a low plank halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then breathe here. Take a nice long inhale and a long exhale. Another deep breath in, right in your downward facing dog, and a long breath out. One more time, inhaling. Can you feel compassion as you rest in this pose? And then slowly looking forward, left foot forward, back heel squares, 45 degrees in, warrior one to the front of the mat. Again, the knee is out to the pinky toe, shifting the hips forward, lifting up. Take a deep breath here and a long breath out. Another deep breath and find the beauty, which is another aspect of Tiferet. Finding the beauty in your physical pose, in your physical body, and discover the openness and compassion and the beautiful aspect of combining your spirit with your physical body. We are so much more than what we see. Take a deep breath. Let's take our heel up, high crescent lunge. And then inhale here, lifting up. Exhale, hands flow to the back of the room. You can be on your knee if you need. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, reaching down. One more time. Inhale. Feel a difference between the right and left side. And exhale down. So now we're going to rock and roll onto our airplane pose. So begin to take your hands back and rock and roll. If you need a wall, go ahead and take a wall and lift up. So if this isn't good for your body, you stay right here with your toes on the floor. Feeling the difference between the right and left side. Squaring the hips, engaging the core, and a strong, beautiful heart opening pose. Take a nice long breath in and a long breath out. Another deep breath in. Exhale, begin to take the toes up, bending the knee, using a wall if you need. Hands to heart center for a little balancing. When you're ready, maybe you take your hands to the sky, open up your heart center. Take a deep breath, find compassion in your pose. Inhaling, exhaling, hands to heart center. Taking the knee back, the leg back into your airplane. Bend the left knee, high crescent lunge. Take a nice long breath here. Exhale, hands come down, coming into that high plank or all fours. Shifting forward, low plank, halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, child's pose. Taking your hips to your heels, taking your forehead to the mat if it reaches. If not, you can stack your fists and come into your child's pose. And just breathe here. Take a nice long inhale and a longer exhale, allowing your nervous system to calm down. A nice deep breath in and a long exhale out. Again, allowing your spirit, your body, your nervous system to calm down. One more breath. Inhale right into your child's pose. And a long breath out. Slowly curling your toes under. Let's just do a little warrior two. It'll lead us into our balancing poses. So taking a deep breath into your downward facing dog pose, we'll take our right foot forward, squaring our back foot again, lifting our left hand over our head for warrior two, feeling the hips facing the side this time, opening our pose up, opening our hips and our heart. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Right hand comes to the sky. Exhale, side angle pose, right elbow to right thigh. Left hand can come over the head or to the sky. And you can always go for a deeper sensation with your fingers towards the floor. Take a nice long inhale and a long breath out. Feel, if you're here, feel your inner thigh squeeze against your elbow. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let's reverse our triangle. So we're going to lift all the way up. Right hand lifts as the right leg straightens. So maybe for a deeper sensation, you take your left hand and your right wrist, and just gently open the side body. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, coming back to center. We're going to come into Halfmoon Pose. So I'm going to invite you to a wall or to a chair. And if you're on your mat, and you can follow me. So we're going to bend our knee and scoot our left toes a little forward. I'll give some variations. We're going to begin by balancing. If you know Halfmoon, you can go right into it. Feel the balance. If you want to stay right here, you can. You can bend your knee or begin to come down, opening the left hip this time. Feeling your left hand reach towards the sky as your right hand reaches towards the mat or a block. I like to do this pose against the wall because it really allows you to open up. Take a nice breath in and a long breath out. And then inhale. Let's lift all the way back and come to mountain pose standing. So your left foot met your right foot. Take a deep breath into your mountain pose and a long breath out. Another deep breath in. Exhale, let's take our left toes forward. Our back heel is going to square. So I'm going to come on the other side of the mat so you can see me. So either way, your left toes are forward, back heel squares, warrior two. Take a deep breath into your warrior two, opening your body. Inhale. Exhale, reaching back, reversing your warrior. Feel the side body open. Take a deep breath and find your balance once again between the right and left side body. Inhale. Exhale, side angle pose, left elbow to left thigh, maybe your hand lifts. For a deeper sensation, you can come here, taking your right hand over your head and the fingers on the floor. Take a deep breath. Fill your body with breath. Inhale and exhale. Can you calm in this pose? Take a nice long breath in. Exhale, reaching all the way up, reverse your triangle. Left hand reaches up, maybe taking the opposite hand to help it a little bit. Take a nice deep breath in and a long exhale out. And then let's come into our, I lost my words, Halfmoon Pose, okay? So scooting your right toes forward. Hopefully you can still see me in there. Our left hand will come down this time. Again, you can be right here playing with your balance, bending the knee. Just play with where your body wants to go today. So right hand lifts, opening the hip up, engaging the core, and strengthening the back leg. Flexing the toes. Take a deep breath in. You can do this. And a long breath out. Another deep breath in. And then exhale, coming all the way back to mountain pose. So maybe your palms come together. And just begin to settle into your pose here. This is a beautiful pose. And begin to see if you can find the awareness and the openness between your right and left side, between your body, between your energy. Again, diving into your life, noticing what needs more of a balance, noticing where things are out of balance. And just beginning to become aware. Awareness is the first step to change, to openness, to beauty. And when you're ready, we'll come into a balancing pose. We're going to come into eagle pose. So I'll give different variations. You can, again, use a chair using the back of your chair, or absolutely a wall would be great for this pose too. Otherwise, we'll take our hands out to the T position. We're going to take our right arm under our left. If you would like to stay here, you're going to give yourself a big hug. If your shoulders say yes, you're going to join your palms together and slowly lift your elbows and your fingers away from your face. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you bend your knees and stay right here. Or start playing with your balance, taking the right leg over the left. So some of us will have our toes on the ground. Others will begin to wrap our right toes around our left shins, our calves. So breathe into where your body wants to go right now. Inhaling and exhaling. Feel yourself sinking. The ultimate balancing pose. Take a deep breath. Don't lose your breath. And then exhale. Release. Shake it out, lifting your hands to the sky, and we're going to go right into the next one. Left hand comes over the right, giving yourself a hug, or joining your palms together. Taking the palms away from the face, lifting the elbows up, bending the knees, staying here if you need, or left comes over right. Feel the difference and notice if there's a balance between right and left side. Take a nice long breath in. And a long breath out. Another deeper breath. Can you go a little bit deeper into your pose? And then exhale, reaching up and taking your hands to your heart center. We're going to head to the floor. So I'm going to invite you to come onto your back, and we're going to start with a bridge pose. So I'm just going to check my screen one more time because it's continuing to, oh, good. No problems. That's wonderful. Okay. So coming onto our backs, we're going to come into bridge pose. So your knees are hips width distance apart. Your feet are flat on the floor. I will demonstrate, and hopefully you can still see me. I am not sure. So taking a deep breath, I'm going to talk you through it just in case you can't see me. So as we start to begin in our bridge pose, I'm going to invite you to pelvic tilt first. That pelvic tilt allows your lower back to imprint on the floor. Then lifting your hips up into bridge pose and feeling your body as if you're holding a beach ball in between your thighs. So it's a little squeeze. If you'd like a deeper sensation, you can roll your shoulders back and hold on and clasp your hands behind you. Lifting up in your pose, take a deep breath in. If you have a block, you can use a block. Notice the balance as perhaps you lift your right leg to the sky. Take a nice long breath in, lifting up. You can still do this. Inhale, breathe it in. Exhale, taking the right leg down, and inhale in your bridge pose, lifting your left leg. Take a nice long inhale and a long breath out. And then bringing both legs down to bridge pose and slowly come all the way down on your mat and bring your knees into your chest and just rock side to side. Just kind of stretching out that the spine. So breathing here. I like to come into happy baby pose. So happy baby pose would be taking the insteps of your feet and bending your knees and rocking side to side, just like a baby would on the floor, rocking side to side. So you decide, take a deep breath in, feel that spine opening. I love happy baby pose. And then let's come into our final, because I don't want to keep you too long. I know it's challenging to keep our attention during a Zoom class or a Facebook Live class. So let's come into your pose, which is your choice. I'll give you variations. You can come into on your back. You can take your right leg over your left. So I'm showing you seated, but you can be on your back. And bring your knees into your chest and hold on to the back of your left thigh for a nice hip opening. You can also come into reclined butterfly pose, which I like, which I take the soles of my feet together, lying down. So breathing into your pose wherever you are, take a deep breath in and a long breath out. A nice long inhale, closing the eyes, beginning to settle into the earth. And then if you're in a hip stretch, you want to just change sides. So the right foot comes over to the left thigh on your back, a figure 4. And then you're going to hold on to the back of your right thigh, bringing your knees into your chest. So I'm just seated here so you can see me. Take a deep breath in, fill your body with breath, and maybe a long exhale or a sigh out. So inhaling. And then maybe, we have held so much tension in our bodies in general, and especially it's magnified during this quarantine time. So give yourself permission to find Tiferet, to find compassion for yourself. Many of us are taking care of other people. So it's really important that we find our deep love, compassion, and rest inside of the unit that we're living in, the family unit, the caretaking role, every role that you have. And if you are alone in your house, even more so, should we find a sense of compassion and gentleness for all that we are going through. So I'm going to invite you to Shavasana. our final resting pose. If there's another pose you'd like to do, you can. But laying down on the mat, this is where compassion to ferret really comes in. Giving ourselves permission to relax, giving ourselves permission to rest. So breathing in as I lead you through a guided meditation, allowing this period of time, not only in Shavasana, but the period of time during the counting of the Omer, during the time of quarantine and the coronavirus, allowing this time of compassion to arise inside of your heart center. Noticing, if you can, or imagining like a child, this beautiful tree of life glowing inside of your body. The tree of life holds these beautiful energy centers of light inside of us called Xperience. So now I invite you to imagine a beautiful ball of light in the center of your heart. And as you dive into or open the door into this divine light, perhaps you find here a new way of finding balance. Perhaps the old ways don't work anymore. Perhaps this new way of life is an introduction into what needs to be shed, what needs to be released. Perhaps it's an introduction into where to find more love inside of us. Perhaps it's an introduction into where we need better boundaries, where we can say no. And ultimately, it's an invitation to finding the beauty and compassion deep within the recesses of our hearts. So breathe in for a moment and take a moment in silent meditation, prayer, kavanah, focus. And then slowly bringing your knees into your chest. You can stay, this is your class and your private space, so I invite you to stay in Shavasana for as long as you need. Otherwise, turning over onto your right side and coming to a comfortable seated position, perhaps with your eyes closed and your hands at your heart center or by your side. And we'll end our yoga practice together today, as we always end in our Jewish practice, with Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom bimromav, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imru, Imru, Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Opening our hearts, our bodies, our minds, and our souls to peace and love and beauty. Namaste, everyone. Shalom. I hope you have a wonderful, peaceful day. And I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful Yom Ha'atzmaut, which is Israel's Independence Day. I hope we celebrate, even from our homes, how beautiful and wonderful we all are in this world together. So join me, please, next Wednesday for more yoga. And if you have any comments, feel free, any questions, ideas, comments, always feel free to email me at ariella@mysoulcentered.com. So namaste and peace be with you.